What's going on, everybody? So before we get into what we're going to talk about today, I just wanted to say this channel is presented by AfterDark Sports and Browns After Dark. Please be sure to check out Browns After Dark every Sunday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us at Browns After Dark on Twitter. What's up, guys? I have an exciting announcement for you today. I can now officially say that I am proud to be partnered with the Offside Sports Network. You might be asking yourself, well, what does that mean? Well, nothing on this channel is really going to change as far as what you see and hear, but this is going to open the door to more opportunities for things such as more shows, podcasts, merch down the road, sponsorships, and it's going to allow you to be a part of a fantastic community. I am very happy to be involved and partnered with the Offside Sports Network. Be sure to go check out the Discord if you would like. People in there non-stop just about every day. It's a fantastic community you're going to want to be a part of. So be sure to check out the Discord and follow Offside Sports Network on Twitter. Alright, so apologies right off the bat. For whatever reason, StreamYard did not use my mic. It used my camera mic, and it sounds terrible on my side, so apologize for that, but that kind of explains why I sound the way I do. But anyway, enjoy the podcast.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the BAD podcast. I know it's been a minute. Listen, I've been deadly sick for the past week. I'm trying to catch this stupid frog to my left. We finally got him. Cozy, I don't even know what he's doing. It's pudding time all the time. So, we finally got everybody here. You know, it is what it is. Cozy's looking for birds right now. But anyway, so listen, episode 2, here we are. What's going on, JC? Well,
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. The show has now begun. This is episode 1, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how you guys did anything without me. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to talk from Browns. You know, in the middle of the lull of the season, there's not much to talk about, but we're going to do it anyway.
Cozy, what's up with you?
You know, it's a good day today. Nice, beautiful day in the capital city. Sun shining, 90 degrees though. So stay cool. Maybe find a pool. That would be the thing to do. But unfortunately, right now it's kind of still working right now as we speak.
Well, I know a pond you could head to, but
that's
anyway,
great. I'm glad we have your undivided attention.
Yes, exactly. So Wes may or may
driving.
not be joining at some point during this. I don't know. If you know BAD, we're all doing our own thing. So it is what it is. But nevertheless, we are here today to talk about some Cleveland Browns stuff, some NFL stuff. It's been a while since the last one, and since then we have some things like the Lone Star Leprechaun being on the move. So we're going to cover that in this episode, but nevertheless, starting off with the news of the day, Kyler Murray gets a 5-year extension worth $230.5 million, $160 million guaranteed with the Arizona Cardinals. So when this first happened, the only thing that went through my head was what happens now with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. So that's the question we're starting off today with. I'm going to go to you, JC, first. With this contract extension for Kyler, what happens with Lamar and Joe?
And first off, let me start with Lamar. I don't really talk about Lamar's contract too often. I'm not allowed to. I tried to, but I'm not allowed a lot of times. So, no, this is crazy news. Real quick, just hitting on the Kyler stuff. I'm a little surprised that he didn't get a little bit more, and at the same time surprised that they gave him this much. It's kind of a weird thing. You know, he's played 3 years. He's been really good for him. He's kind of been what they've been looking for, and you don't really find a guy like that super easy. You know, we know that as Browns fans. But to go through everything that he went through, and to kind of complain, I guess, as much as he did, and then only get $500,000 more than Deshaun, a little bit more surprising to me. I think he probably could have got more money if he signed next year. So I don't know, it's a little bit surprising. But getting to the fun topic, Lamar Jackson. Here's the thing, man. He's going to get paid somewhere, and he should get paid somewhere. The guy has an MVP. The guy has seamlessly taken them from Joe Flacco to more exciting football, and we're gonna see who pays him, right? I know that there's someone down there in Miami that will pay guys to lose games, so I'm sure he's gonna pay guys to try and win games for him, especially someone who's gonna fill seats like Lamar. So I'm excited about that. The thing that I thought was very, very funny to me, and it's a little bit of a coincidence just because we know these businessmen work on stuff before we know it, right? But the day that this contract's announced is the day that we learn that Paul Brown Stadium is going to be Paul Brown Stadium no more. So I just think that's a little bit funny that the Brown family is raising some capital to put into escrow when they have to sign Joe Burrow. But no, I think both those guys are going to get paid. I know for a fact both those guys are going to get paid since he can't let Burrow go. But it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with Lamar. So it honestly just feels like when LeBron left the Cavs the first time. I've said that before. That's just kind of what it feels like to me. So, they might end up extending him, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Cozy, what do you think about this contract and what happens with Lamar and Burrow?
So I think this contract is kind of interesting because if I'm not mistaken, it's not as much guaranteed. He's making $500,000 or $500K more than Deshaun, correct?
I believe his per year
$500,000.
is like a half. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but it's 160 is what's guaranteed, so not fully guaranteed like Deshaun.
Yeah, so it's not fully guaranteed. So I find it interesting that it's a little bit more above Deshaun. I think in like 3 or 4 years, we're going to find out we got to steal for Deshaun. Like the cap space is going to go up. We're going to feel that we got to steal. The other thing that we're kind of looking at is like obviously this Lamar contract. Like the Ravens were already pissed at the Browns. Like they weren't happy. They were like, "We're done with this. This is ridiculous." And obviously, our friends to the South, the Kentucky Kitties, they're not too happy, and obviously they decided, let's try and get sponsorship for our stadium, and it's just the nature of the beast. Like they're gonna have to do that because they don't own another business. They're not the Haslam's. Yeah. They're not these other owners in the NFL. They own the Bengals, and that's it. Like that's their main income. So call a spade a spade. They're going to need to pay Joe Burrow. He's probably going to get $300 million. Like, who knows? He might get more than that. Who knows? But at this certain point, if they have 2 more winning seasons in a row and they're competitive and they're going to the AFC Championship, maybe they make another Super Bowl, maybe they even win a Super Bowl, he's going to get paid that amount. Now, there is the other thing of this. If they win a Super Bowl, they could sit back and say, we got our fans a Super Bowl. They're not going to care for the next 15 years. We're just not going to re-sign Joe Burrow. Highly doubtful. But
hot. That's as hot as the capital city today, man.
Yeah. But tell me if the Browns won a Super Bowl, how content will we be with our football team for how many years? Probably a few. We'd be like, well, we won it last year. Well, we won it 2 years ago. We're still hyping up the Cavs. Like, we're still like, well, the Cavs won it like 6 years ago, so we're good with it. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I do think that this raises the ceiling, and I think a lot of people are looking at it like, well, Lamar's better than Kyler Murray, so Lamar's going to get more than Kyler Murray.
I bet Lamar's looking at it like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He definitely is. There's not a question about it.
Yeah, well, and another thing, to the point you just mentioned, it's almost like you have to set the market as early as possible. And with the whole Deshaun thing, it's like everybody's talking about that $230 million guaranteed. The league was pissed at the Browns, whatever. But look at where we're at now. You're talking about Kyler Murray getting $230.5 million, $160 million of that is guaranteed. Obviously, that's a lot less than Deshaun. But in terms of the contract itself, this is what you're looking towards for all of these guys. And it's only going to keep going up. So, I think we can all admit that Deshaun's better than Kyler Murray, at least right now. So it's like, you got to set the market early. And I feel like with the NFL, that's kind of how it's heading, with all these positions in general. But with Lamar and Joe Burrow, I don't really know what is going to happen here because, again, we've talked about it. I don't think Lamar is going to be a Baltimore Raven a whole lot longer. I know he's the greatest quarterback to ever walk the earth, but when it comes to the reality of what he is as a player, do you sign a guy like that long term to guaranteed money? I can't see the Ravens doing that. Burrow, it's like you said, JC, they got the whole stadium names and everything like that. And I think the Steelers' new deal with is it Accushire? I want to say.
I don't know. It's a terrible name to put on
it's
their stadium, but.
It's a terrible name, but look at what they're getting paid. So, the Bengals have to be looking at that as well and saying, well, we got to get money somehow. I think at the end of the day, Burrow is going to remain a Bengal. I think Lamar is out the door. That's just my opinion. But you guys have anything else on this?
Yeah. So my last thing about Lamar, because I don't think, I think it's a very interesting thing, Cozy, if they win a Super Bowl to let Burrow walk. I just don't see that happening. Just because I think when we won the championship with the Cavs, of course we were happy, but we also got back next year and we wanted it again next year, So, but also now that, LeBron's gone and we were bad, we weren't too bad last year, but, obviously we're still happy about that happening and we still remember that like it was the greatest sports day we've ever lived through, which it was. But the thing with Lamar is, I think this is I think it's very interesting that he's not going to get his extension, or it's looking like he's not going to for this upcoming year, because this year is going to tell a lot. If they don't do anything this year, if they don't even make the playoffs, for them, it's almost going to seem more advantageous to just get rid of him, cut losses, and try to move on to, their next step, just because, they're not building around him very great right now, right? I like JK a lot, and I like Bateman a lot too, and Mark Andrews is obviously probably the second or third best tight end in the league. If they can't do anything this year, with all their guys healthy, if that happens, then, they might just look at it like, we're either going to be a middle of the pack or a little bit of an average team for the next 5, an amazing quarterback, or we can kind of cut our losses right now, trade him, get 3 first-round picks, let Miami pay him whatever they want, or let Philly pay him whatever they want. So this year, I mean, if they barely lose the AFC Championship game, no chance they can get rid of Lamar. They got to just give him whatever he wants. They have to. So I think this is a huge year if he doesn't sign before the year starts.
Yeah. So we added Wes in here. Welcome, Wes. So we're starting off.
You?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
Sorry, I have a job.
Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But before we move on, Wes, we're talking about this Kyler Murray extension and what happens with Lamar and Joe Burrow. You got anything on that before we move on?
I mean, obviously it's got to be somewhat of a domino, but I like that it got 230 just because that was one of the main talking points that everyone that's mad about Deshaun talks about. Oh my God, 230. Obviously, it's not all guaranteed. I saw the notification at work, but I never got to. My phone's been tweaking all day. What's the guarantee on it?
So Kyler's contract is a 5-year extension, 230.5, but the guarantees are 160 mil. So a lot less than Deshaun.
160.
Right.
I think
More than Aaron still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, same amount of money, no guarantees, but I mean, hey, you gotta. I'm not mad about it. Everyone that's against the whole Deshaun thing is obviously mad about it, but.
And one more thing too. I mean, the whole guaranteed thing. I understand why the NFL is structured how it is. I think the players are going to fight, and honestly, I forgot to mention this, but I'm surprised that Kyler really didn't push for that fully guaranteed contract, because to me, like, if you're committing to a guy for 5 years, he's going to play those 5 years. Like, you're not going to get rid of him. You're not going to cut him. You're likely not going to trade him, because if you got to the point where you wanted to trade him, you don't trade guys like that, right? Like, if he's worth trading for that contract, it's either going to be a bunch of dead money or you should just keep him, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think Deshaun's guarantees matter, especially when we trade 3+ first-round picks for him. I mean, we're going to guarantee that guy's going to start for us for the next 5 years. So I hate that narrative. I wish that would go away. When you give a top 10 quarterback an extension, you plan on that guy finishing that entire extension. So I'm a little surprised Kyler didn't get a fully guaranteed one. I really kind of expected that to be the new trend. So we'll see what happens with the next guy.
Well, because
Herbert's coming up too. Herbert's coming up too.
Yeah, based on that money, I mean, that's what, probably 3 years that are guaranteed of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's
just a little more than 3 years of guaranteed.
Yeah, so
if you go year by year, because it's $46 million
right
a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I think it's definitely interesting to see where these contracts go with, like you said, Herbert's coming up, obviously the 2 in the AFC North. We'll see. But moving on, let's talk about a guy who will no longer be playing for the Cleveland Browns, but against the Cleveland Browns week 1. Boys, we have not yet talked about this here on the podcast, so let's talk about it.
Baker Reagan Mayfield. Are you talking Hollywood Higgins?
Well, yeah, him too. But Baker Reagan Mayfield has been traded, finally. So the Browns are getting a 2024 conditional 5th-round pick that could turn into a 4th. The Browns are eating $10.5 million. Baker's cutting $3.5 million from his contract. And the Panthers are paying Baker $5-ish million to be their possible starting quarterback. So this is it's interesting. We knew it was really coming down to Carolina and Seattle. At the end of the day, Carolina, I think, was maybe more desperate with Matt Rule. That entire situation. They're in a division where it's really Tom Brady, and that's it is what it is.
Oh no! Don't count the Saints out. The Saints.
Jameis disrespect, man.
Yeah.
Jameis
Okay.
disrespect. Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing, though. The Carolina Panthers needed to I should say, they need to see what they have in their head coach. And I don't think they've been able to do that with Sam Darnold. They go out, they trade for Baker Mayfield. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you have the Carolina fan base is now tweeting out videos that we used to tweet out saying, hey, he's the guy, he's the stud. And I almost feel bad because it's like, I mean, I'm happy that he's getting a new start, but don't get your hopes up too much. But I want to get to your guys' thoughts. What did you think of the trade itself? I'll start with Cozy first. What did you think of this trade?
So I thought it has good value because we can get a 4th-round pick out of him if he plays 70% of the snaps. There was no other buyers. There was no other suitors. That pretty much was it. Like, that was literally all we were going to get. So I liked it. But I'm going to kind of play villain to the other three of you because you guys were so happy that Baker's gone and all this other stuff. And
you were sad, right?
I'm still kind of sad about it. I am.
Of course you would.
I like Baker. Unfortunately, someone as a joke sent me a Baker jersey last year after week.
Oh, you killed him.
After week 1. Kind of funny because I do have a jersey curse. A lot of people know this. And I've talked about it in the space before. Basically, I got my jersey in between week 1 and week 2. And the person sent it to me as a joke. And then he literally tore his labrum in week 2, making that tackle. And everyone was
Wait,
kind
you
of like,
got that jersey after week 1?
Yes, after week 1. I can still remember. I got it on the Tuesday.
I've heard this story, but I didn't know that's what it was, man.
No, I got it the Tuesday after week 1. And
so should we thank you for Deshaun? I'm kind of confused.
Wow. I mean, you might as well because I've never had a Browns player after I've gotten their jersey. The only one I can remember that actually lasted more than one season, or not even really one season, was Joe Juravicius or Jamal Lewis. I literally got both of theirs in 2007, and they were gone after 2008 year. So, like,
and if you get a Cade York jersey, I'm driving to your house and I'm kicking your ass.
Now, look, I'm not getting a Cade York jersey because I don't want to jinx it.
Don't you dare!
I'm going to rock the Cody Parkey jersey and Colt McCoy jersey all day long. Those are going to be my 2 jerseys that I wear every single week. So kind of, it's like bittersweet to me because being there on that Thursday night when he played the Jets and pretty much just brought us back from the dead and like literally brought us from just an awful team to 7-8-1 a year later. Like, everyone had hope. It was the first year. And then the second year it was like, geez, oh man, maybe we overthought this. And then it was the third year was like Odell got hurt. And it's like, well, maybe him and Odell just don't have chemistry. Maybe he can make it work. We tried bringing back Odell again. It didn't work. We traded Odell away. And lo and behold, we played Cincinnati and we won 41-16. Everyone thought, oh man, it was Odell again. Everything's fixed. And then the next week we played the Patriots. And here's the thing, that Patriots game, it's not on Baker. That Patriots game is on every single person in the organization except for Dearness Johnson. He's literally the only single one who tried in that Patriots game. But as we saw, like, it just wasn't meant to be. And by the end of it, that Steelers game, like, that was just so disappointing. Like, I don't care what our record is. I want to beat the Steelers every single time we play them. I don't care if it ruins our draft pick. I don't care if it, like, would have made us, like, the 15th overall pick instead of, like, the 13th or the 16th or 17th overall pick.
We traded it away anyway.
I don't care. I really just don't care. I want to beat the Steelers. And for his performance out there, like, it's almost like he didn't try. And then to top it off, Monday, he goes, I'm going to shut it down for the rest of the season. Really, dude? You just played hurt for 15 games or 14 games or something like that, barring the COVID and barring the after the Cardinals game or barring that Denver Broncos game. You literally gutted it out, and now you just want to quit because the season's over? No, unacceptable. Like, if I was in that locker room, I would have been pissed.
I disagree, man. I when it happened, I was like, okay, so here's my whole thing. Whole time he was playing, we were in the playoff hunt. We were in the playoff hunt until 24 hours before the Steelers game started. You know, he's preparing all week to play. It's the Steelers. It's Big Ben's last game at what is now not Heinz Field anymore. So, you know, I wanted him to play that game. It really wouldn't have made too much sense to throw a case out there when he hadn't been planning to play that game all week. And then, you know, the Bengals resting their starters. We were out of the playoffs. I didn't have a problem with that last game. I will say, though,
It's the way he
it was
handled it.
clear. I completely agree with that. It's clear that him and Kevin Stefanski were butting heads, and that was, you know, it wasn't like, all right, man, like Kevin come up to him, they're getting along the whole year, and he's like, look, dude, don't play this last game. It's stupid. Go get your surgery right now. Let's get this.
Which it's coming
Come back
out
next
more
year.
and more, by the way. Like, for everybody
Right.
who's saying, you don't know that, well, guess what? It's starting to come out. They hated
Right.
each other. It was clear from day one, but now you're actually hearing stuff.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. You know, about the guy. Like I'm sad too because when I watched the video, a tribute video right after he got traded, I of course watched it, and it just made me think of all the times when I was like, it's over. Like we got him, right? Like the jersey's gone. That long jersey, it ends with Baker, and I still believe that it did end with Baker because you know he kind of brought us out of irrelevance. We had a quarterback for a few years where we were never going to wonder who was starting for us next season. And now, you know, we're in a position where Deshaun Watson, you know, even though we're in a cold weather city, he was like, that's the best place I need to go. I'm going to go play for them. And without Baker, I don't know if that happens, right? So I still think that he ended the jersey. I still think that, you know, he was, you know, it's weird when you're talking about a young guy who was drafted here, but he was our bridge to get to the guy that we needed. And I think I will always remember him fondly, other than a lot of the stuff kind of personality-wise. And you know, when you have public beef with at least 3 of your last 5 head coaches, I mean, is it everyone else's fault? You know what I mean? Is it not at all your fault in that case? I don't know. It's probably a little bit your fault at best, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, we definitely should go to Wes for this because he absolutely hates Baker. So
Baker's biggest fan.
Wes just went dark.
Oh, well,
He's out. I'm not talking about this guy.
I mean,
I'll say too. The 6 is the only jersey hanging in my closet right now, man. I wish he would have worn that more than anything.
The lights are usually out upstairs, anyways, with him, so we're all good.
Hilarious. Nah, my phone's tweaking out, and I don't have my laptop. But I actually, do you guys remember one of the videos I tweeted of Baker? That it was like from TikTok.
I was right. My name's Wes. I was right. Go ahead.
No. I'm saying I was like, oh, I can't swear. What I said, but I was like, but
I'll edit
this
it.
video, I was like, damn, like I actually was kind of sad.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do.
Yeah, that was like one of my before I started making the Deshaun hype videos. That was my biggest.
That was the letter, right? Isn't that when the letter came out?
I think so.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I mean, now, dude, I just can't wait for week 1. He better be starting. Even if
he's not going to be starting. He's not starting.
He'll be starting.
Why do you say that?
He'll absolutely be starting.
He's not starting.
Sam Darnold is.
They're not starting Sam over him.
They are not going to risk playing him week 1. I'm telling you right now, they're not.
Dude, the NFL will probably tell
Baker will throw a fit. We know who this guy is. He will throw a fit if they don't start.
I didn't even think about that.
He'll say, cut me. You say, give me.
You think
I'll get the $5 million back.
Let them? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
No way.
He's gonna let them not play him.
Let's say, I'll give you the $5 million back. Cut me. Let me go play somewhere else. He is gonna play week 1. I guarantee it. I'll put. We can bet on that right now. On air, live on the air.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah.
What are we betting on?
We'll figure
Baker
that
starts.
out. We'll figure that out later.
Okay, we'll figure that out later. Okay.
How about we bet the ownership of Browns After Dark?
Oh, that's right.
Well,
That's
I
right.
mean,
We all know who started it.
Someone on this podcast actually started Browns After Dark, but I'm not naming.
That's right.
names.
That's right. Someone who's
You're
on their
welcome.
first podcast today.
Nah. Yeah, I mean the whole Baker situation is it's crazy, but nevertheless he's gone now. We're gonna see him week 1. I think he's definitely starting. I mean, I can't imagine a world where Baker Mayfield is not starting for the Panthers week 1. And another thing, here's how you have to think about this, right? For everybody who's like, well, obviously he's still rehabbing. He's going to have to learn the offense. But Baker knows the Browns defense. And in hindsight, the Browns also know Baker. So that matchup is what I'm going to be interested in, because when you have a Myles Garrett who's pissed off, coming off the edge, when you have the safeties in the corners, I mean, I hate to say it, but that game could look a lot like that Bears game when Justin Fields got absolutely murdered.
Did you see?
Okay.
I don't remember where. Hold on. I don't remember where it came from, and it might just be BS, but apparently Clowney didn't want to re-sign here also until Baker was gone.
Well,
That's
so
correct. Yeah, no, that's
what I believe it said was that Clowney was going to go wherever Deshaun went. So if Deshaun went to Atlanta, that's where Clowney was going to sign. So
I saw something
which
else.
is crazy.
Now that they're teammates, who knows how actually how true that is. But it is interesting that he would even say that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I would have been back without this guy. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, and also I think, and like I said, a month or two ago, when you guys all said I was an idiot, Sean's gonna get probably 4, maybe 6 games. But can you just imagine if he didn't get suspended?
Yeah,
week 1.
Week 1 will be they can't flex week 1, but they'll just be like, we got.
No, they can't.
Like we gotta. No, they can't. I don't think.
I don't think you can flex till week 8.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. They can't.
Yeah.
They would be like, man, we gotta get this in prime time.
Oh, dude, I think if Deshaun was playing,
it'd be a 4 p.m. game.
They would do something.
I could still see them flexing. They can move a game from 1 to 4. I could still see them moving this Panthers game from 1 o'clock to 4.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
the 4 o'clock CBS game.
It's going to be an interesting watch, no matter what. What?
Yes.
Breaking news: the Browns are signing former first-round pick Josh Rosen to a 1-year deal. So this is we might as well just transition. We might as well just transition now. So
wow.
The Browns, there's a big debate going on right now with.
I remember the old jersey swaps.
With who the Browns should bring in for a backup quarterback,
and it's over.
The Browns worked out A.J. McCarron and Josh Rosen, and the debate was Cam Newton, and here we are. The Cleveland Browns have now signed Josh Rosen. So I'll go first, because if anybody knows me on this channel, even when Rosen was on the 49ers, like barely making the practice squad, I said the dude is still talented. Clearly I'm wrong. Clearly he's not what I thought he was going to be. I thought Josh Rosen had really good talent. I thought he had a really good arm. He just didn't. Yes, I know, Wes. I'm wrong. I'm admitting I'm wrong right now. Thank you. But here's the thing.
Hey, I'm gonna save this. We have to save this and put this on loop. When Josh Rosen literally goes off and goes nuts this year, when he gets to start like 3 or 4 games after Jacoby Brissett gets hurt, and he's 10 touchdowns for like 2 interceptions and leads us to like 4 straight wins.
We trade him for a second. And we trade him for a 2nd-round pick next year.
Wait a second. There's no guarantee he beats out Brissett.
Well, no.
He'll be our 3rd.
No.
He's number 3. He'll
He'll
be Brissett's backup.
I'm saying if Brissett gets hurt, what I'm saying is.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I thought you were trying to say that he was just going to be ahead of Brissett. I'm like, wait a minute.
Maybe I'll get a Brissett jersey, which will then guarantee that.
Stop it, man. Goodness gracious.
No. But here's
are we cutting Josh Dobbs?
No, I mean, here's the thing. We're probably going to keep
for camp for sure.
Dobbs is going to compete with Rosen now for that 3rd quarterback spot for sure, which would really end up being the backup quarterback job.
If Rosen doesn't win that job, my God, he sucks.
Oh yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, right? So I said, I've constantly talked about how good I thought Josh Rosen was. Listen, clearly he's not what I thought he would be, but to me, in the role that we're going to have him play, I mean, he's bounced around the league. He's been on practice squads. Clearly, he's not great. Clearly, he sucks. But you bring him into this roster, what we're talking about with Jacoby, it's literally going to be play defense, run the football, and just execute simple passes. That's what the Browns are going to ask Jacoby to do. It's what they're going to ask whoever the backup, whoever plays for the Browns from the quarterback position. It's not going to be some sort of crazy offense that they're going to have to learn. It's going to be super simple. So now that this is official, Josh Rosen is a Cleveland Brown, I'm not upset. I mean, he's not great, but for a guy to come in and compete with Josh Dobbs, I mean, this is a former first-round pick, right? This is somebody who's really talented in college. So who knows?
People loved him. People had him as their QB1 that year. I know people that did,
Yeah.
I will say that I'm surprised because of the three guys, of course there could have been more, but Cam Newton, Josh Rosen, AJ McCarron were kind of the three that we were really talking about. I think he's the least mobile, which is a little surprising. But, Brissett's not super mobile either. So I think this tells a little bit about how, obviously we're going to use Deshaun's mobility when he comes in. But I think that it kind of tells that our offense is not going to rely on that, which I think is a good thing. We're gonna put it on Deshaun's arm. We're not going to want to put him in danger, and we're going to kind of utilize him in just key moments, with RPOs and read options and things like that. So because again, Brissett's not really that mobile either.
I think his biggest positive with his mobility is just the improvise, not set plays. He's not Cam Newton doing.
It's like Mahomes.
Yeah, he's not going to do QB power like on the edge.
Not like he did at Clemson.
No.
But it is again though. It just is interesting because Rosen was that's kind of the thing with him. I remember during the draft cycle, he's really not mobile. Like he's kind of a
pocket
stature
passer.
So absolutely. But I think at least on draft night, he kind of said he was a confident guy. I can hope he can just hold the ball off and dump it off to David Njoku for a couple of games if we absolutely need him. So, it is going to be interesting to see him and Dobbs. Dobbs isn't going anywhere. I'm sure they love him in the building. The guy is actually a rocket scientist, so he'll be in the building for as long as they can keep him there on the practice squad. But I'm kind of shocked that they went with Rosen, but it's a little exciting too, just because I scouted that class very heavy because we picked number 1 overall that year. I wasn't a huge fan of Rosen, but again, I mean, the guy went number 9, right? So some talent's there.
I wanted him above Darnold all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was like I said, he was some people's QB1. I know many people that had him. That whole class had, there was 5 guys. All of them had some people saying they were the best. So.
Well, and look at the situation he was brought into, right? The Cardinals moved on because they had a terrible line. Like you said, he's not mobile. So he basically just got ate up all day long. They got the number 1 pick again. They had the chance to take Kyler Murray, which clearly
they hired Cliff. They hired Cliff too.
Yeah,
right? He's not a great quarterback for Cliff's offense.
Yeah, so he was put in a tough spot. He got traded to Miami. Didn't work out there. Bounced around the league. Again, for everybody's like, oh, Josh Rosen. I mean, again, we're talking about competition between Josh Rosen and Josh Dobbs. You can't freak out over a third-string quarterback.
That, and I mean, who's been in front of him? So, obviously, Arizona, they were taking Kyler. I don't think Tua was there in Miami, was he?
Not yet.
Yeah, I thought he was. Yeah,
I thought there was one.
Or no.
Tua got that.
That's right. Yep, there was one.
Was it? That wasn't still Tanner. No.
Jacoby, I think. Was that Jacoby?
Was it Fitzpatrick or Jacoby?
Jacoby.
Some
where was Jacoby
bridge.
last year? Was he in Miami last year?
Yeah, I think that's the only real questionable one. And then the 49ers, I mean, you had Jimmy G there, so it's not like he was losing out to Sam Darnold.
This kind of does put a little bit to bed. It's not a guarantee because I'm sure we signed Rosen for nothing. We can cut him tomorrow. But it a little bit puts to bed the Jimmy G if Deshaun gets 8 to 10 games thing. Just because,
That was never going to happen.
Well, the only way that it would have happened is if we barely paid him or they cut him, and then because of that we could barely pay him. And honestly,
I still think there's no way.
I think that would have been a good idea. If he got 10 games, which I don't think is going to happen, then I would rather have Jimmy G for 10 games. I mean, I'd be fine.
That's another thing. Is this a good – this has to be – I mean, obviously, I guess it doesn't Can you hear that?
A little bit. Why?
Never mind. My roommate.
No, I think you're right what you're saying. I think it's probably a sign that they don't expect whatever amount of games he gets, they're cool with Jacoby starting that amount of games.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't be mad at this signing. Again, like you said, it's cheap.
Yeah,
It's almost irrelevant. It's close to irrelevant.
I will say this about Josh Rosen. So, like, a lot of people basically kind of like looked at Josh Rosen, and I think they compared him to Sam Darnold because they played in the same city in college together. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate that Josh Rosen had shit around him. Mm-hmm. He basically didn't play with a lot of all-star players. He was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. So he has talent. It's just, I think a lot of people like kept viewing like Sam Darnold, like looking at Sam Darnold and saying, hey, Sam Darnold went 3-0 against you. Well, guess what? USC beats UCLA 9 times out of 10 years. It's not really much of a rivalry right now because UCLA is really bad and USC is like, they're not amazing, but they're not like terrible still.
They're big brother. They're always going to be big brother.
I mean, here's the thing. They, at one point, I mean, we're not. Like the 90s, UCLA dominated. And kind of since then, like the early 2010s, like UCLA dominated because USC was on sanctions. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, if you really look at the history of that rivalry, like it's kind of up and down. And it has years and years and years of like this and that and this and that back and forth. But like, I think a lot of people look at that rivalry and they go, oh, well, Sam Darnold owned you, so he's obviously better. No, it was the talent at USC. And I think Josh Rosen always got a bad rap for that, to be honest with you.
We have a interesting tweet here from Mary Kay. So she says the Browns are signing 2018 number 10 overall pick Josh Rosen on Friday. League source tells Cleveland.com, yada, yada. She says, this is very interesting wording. I don't know if she meant to say this or what, but she says he'll be the backup to Jacoby Brissett if Deshaun Watson is suspended. So it sounds like, I mean, obviously, you know, it's Mary Kay, but based on that tweet, it seems like there's not a competition between Dobbs and Rosen. No, it seems like Rosen's just got
They were actually talking about that earlier on 92.3. I was listening to them talk about bringing the 2 quarterbacks, and basically whoever they signed was going to be the backup, and Josh Dobbs is going to be strictly practice squad.
He's basically a coach in a uniform. You know?
Yeah. What tweet did I miss? What are we talking about?
So Mary Kay tweeted out, I'll skip the top part, but she basically said that Josh Rosen will be the backup to Jacoby Brissett if Deshaun is suspended. So seems like there's not a competition.
Obviously. But.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you ask me based on confidence, I'm not upset about that. I think Josh Rosen as our backup quarterback to Jacoby Brissett is pretty solid.
I like it. I mean, it's a good insurance policy because God forbid Brissett does go down. Like, I'd be pretty. I'm not worried about Brissett. I'd be a little bit worried with Josh Dobbs being the starter.
Yeah, and that's not to say that you should be 100% confident in Josh Rosen, but. Given the options available, given the options available, it's not too terrible.
We don't know what he's been doing.
Josh Dobbs only played 1 game?
I don't know.
Good question. I can't even think of a game. I can't think of watching a game where he was starting. I can't think of one.
I think I saw stats one time. It was like he threw no touchdowns, 1 interception, and it was like 140 yards. On 18 attempts.
You know, and I'll say this too about Rosen. You know, we really don't know what this guy's been doing for a couple of years. Like, he's been silently sitting there working on himself, studying. You know, I'm not going to get excited about this, but, you know, who knows? He could come in, let's just say, and I don't want Brissett to get hurt at all, right? But let's just say he comes in game 4. Rosen has to start game 4 for whatever reason. We're going to be playing Atlanta. Pretty good team for him to be playing against, right? So, you know, it'd just be really interesting to see how he performs. And the NFL is crazy, man. They're looking for quarterbacks all the time. If he does really good that game, who knows what we could trade him for a week or 2 later. It's just,
wait a minute.
You know, you guys got what?
Did you say Atlanta's good?
No. I said, what's a better team? What's a better team? Thank you for interrupting me.
I thought you said pretty good team we're playing.
No, pretty good team for him to be playing against, right?
I was like.
Yeah, Atlanta is not good for sure.
Okay.
Like we were saying before, when your screen went black, there's a lot of light bulbs out upstairs. So
well, again, look at the competition though. For
can I flick them off?
Go ahead. I don't care.
There's a
Screenshot
thumbnail.
that.
There's a thumbnail right there.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I mean, for the games that Deshaun would be suspended, all right. I mean, I wouldn't be too upset as far as like Jacoby or Rosen. Like Rosen against the Falcons with the Browns roster. Are you too upset with that? No.
Yeah,
No.
It's not impossible to win that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's the NFL. Any team can win on any given Sunday. So who's to say? Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I would say, it would be great. And of course I don't want this to happen, but I would love to get some Thursday night Duck Hodges redemption on the Steelers and have Josh Rosen beat the Steelers on Thursday night to squash any and all Duck Hodges stuff that they're going to bring up over and over again. That'd be it.
That would be it. But
That'd
here's
be
the
it.
thing. The other thing is, like, how many games has Josh Rosen actually started in the NFL? I'm kind of wondering.
I don't
He
think a lot.
started a few.
He
He started
reminds
the
me
entire Cardinals season.
Hey,
a
real
little
quick,
bit of what?
how much more epic would it be if Rosen was starting and then
Got
at least
injured.
for like a second half, Josh Dobbs comes in.
And
Oh my
has to
gosh.
play.
Oh.
And Josh Dobbs just carves him up.
Pieces forward
Josh,
too.
dude, just
Yeah.
straight up clutches like two fourth quarter tuds.
I can already tell you that stadium that night's going to be wild. But if we have
Yankee
something
Shark
like
Stadium.
if we have something like Josh Dobbs actually getting in that game and then carving the Steelers defense up, like that's going to make the fans get even more.
I tell you what, Nick Chubb would run for 300 yards or something like that happen because they would be just handing the ball up the entire game. So, but no, he. I tell you what, Rosen, the guy that he kind of reminds me of is
Michael Cozy.
It's not Osweiler. Who was the guy that the Paxton Lynch?
Yeah.
Because with Paxton Lynch, it was almost like he just never played and then never got a chance, and then he was kind of gone and nobody wanted him. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff we see at practice. Like, they're not stupid. They know what's up, and they know if a guy's just not going to cut it. But I remember, I feel like I never saw Paxton Lynch play, and then he was just out of the league. And I kind of feel the same way about Rosen.
Didn't he only play like 3 games or something?
Yeah, like I feel like both of those guys just barely played, and then they were done. Like they almost didn't get a shot. And obviously, the coaches see him every day, but it's just interesting that a guy drafted that high, both those guys in the first round. It's just they kind of just never played.
It's about the situation you're drafted into. I mean, it's unfortunate, but he was drafted in a lose-lose situation. He had a
That was
year
a
to
bad
prove
Denver
himself.
team, wasn't it?
Are you talking about Paxton Lynch? I'm talking about
both.
Rosen.
Oh.
They
Yeah,
were
both
both
of-
bad
yeah.
teams that got drafted.
Both of them got drafted into terrible spots. Where Rosen, I think we can all agree, no shot. Rosen should have been the starter week 1. No shot. Same thing with Paxton Lynch. You're talking about a guy who was picked late, I believe, late first.
Definitely not Paxton Lynch. I think he went 23 overall, but he was kind of overdrafted.
Which was
too.
still yeah.
Yeah. So, definitely interesting. Got some breaking news for the podcast. That's
great.
Not too
Yeah.
bad.
And
Great
and a
transition
thumbnail.
there too. That was our
Breaking
next thing
news
to go
and
to,
a
and it was.
thumbnail.
That's right.
I can't promise that's going to be the thumbnail. But,
Maybe not.
We
Put it
do
in
have
like a little tiny square in the bottom
But
right.
like Baker Mayfield's gone, and then just there.
In the
That's
bottom
the-
right,
that's
just
the
me
thumbnail.
like
Oh man! But we have a couple more topics I wanted to get to, and this will probably be quick. So the NFL changed their helmet rule. The teams can now have alternate helmets, and you're starting to see teams like the Saints change their helmets. The Panthers, ironically, got an alternate helmet as well. The Patriots are going back to some throwbacks. The Giants are going back to some throwbacks. So my question for y'all is:
No, don't leave the best one out. Don't leave the best one out.
Oh,
didn't see.
those white stripes.
Bro, those are
white
tough.
stripes.
Don't
Oh,
even lie.
is that official?
It sucks.
Is that official? They're
It's
using them?
official.
Yeah, they're allowed to use the white helmet. Yeah.
No,
Dude.
Are they? Not are they allowed? Are they?
I think
Yes.
they've
No.
teased it.
Sadly, our rival.
No, they are.
The Bengals.
They are.
They are?
The Bengals.
Good.
They teased it, never showed it, but
They're
they
going to.
literally said they're going to use it.
Okay,
Dude, how can
well,
you not? I mean,
Yeah, They have
Those
a
are
promo
so
video that
hard.
says "White Tiger" and then shows them. Yeah, they're absolutely
Yeah.
official.
They,
Dude,
And
I'm
sadly,
wait
it's
to-
one of the best helmets in the league.
real quick. I'm gonna go look and see the rest of them. I haven't seen them, but did you see my text in the group about the Panthers helmet?
No, what's it about?
Dude, I said, okay, so because of Steve Smith, I've been a Panthers. Obviously, Browns have always been number 1, but I remember this was also, we were terrible. My dad was like, dude, you can't root for this team. You got to pick another team. You're going to be a miserable person the rest of your life to root for, too. So,
and then you chose the Browns.
No. Besides the Browns. So we were watching a Panthers-Falcons game, I'm pretty sure. And Steve Smith was just going off. And I just loved Steve Smith because he was tiny, but he was an animal, obviously. So I've been a big Panthers fan for a long time, and I've been always asking for them to get black helmets. And as soon as the leprechaun goes over there, and I never want to be a fan of them again, now they do it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
They look
so
nice
upset.
too. They look good.
Actually,
Dude, they
I
look
will tell you the best one is the Texans red.
Texas Red's good.
Oh,
Texans got a good one.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I had a couple of years ago, I had a red Watson jersey. Oh, that would be so nasty.
So with this whole topic though, Derek, I don't know if you had anything else. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna get to the point here. I'll throw in
Sorry.
the tweet. I'll throw in the tweet after this is edited. But our friends at More For You Cleveland, with the help of Slark, put out an alternate white Browns helmet, and it looks pretty damn good.
I didn't know Slark helped with that.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that. So question one, would you guys want a white helmet? I know it's, controversial with the helmets. And then also orange jerseys. And I'll put in a picture after as well of the orange jersey that I want. But to you guys,
Okay.
alternate helmets, yes. Alternate jerseys.
Who's going? Are you starting this, Cozy?
I'm starting this.
I don't want it because I'm a
Nope.
boomer.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh,
White
yeah,
helmet.
because the
Yes.
year you were born, they
Hands
used them in
down.
1912.
White
Right.
helmet.
He watched Marriott
White
Motley
helmet.
run all over the Bengals back then. No,
Now-
not even the Bengals. They don't even exist.
Hold on. White
Yeah, how was
helmet-
Otto Graham?
What? White helmet would be awesome. Let me tell you, white helmet would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind the brownie elf on the side of the white helmet.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
See, now you're making me seem
Right.
like a boomer.
Yes.
Now you're making me seem like a
This
boomer.
this brownie elf on
Dude,
on the
my
white
favorite shirt
It has to be
is
done
my
right.
brown brownie elf shirt.
helmet. Okay, that's number one. Number two, orange jerseys, yes, but not the orange jersey with the brown numbers. I want the orange jersey with the white
With the
numbers.
white numbers. Amen,
Yes.
brother.
Yes.
Amen. Preach.
Because so I have a Tim Couch jersey that is orange with a white number, and it's a Puma jersey no less. But I love it. It's one of my favorite jerseys. Same
running
thing.
shoe. A running shoe football jersey. That's crazy.
No. Same thing with my Jamar Miller jersey. I also have that, and he's 95 and it's white. It looks great. Like orange jersey, white numbers, much better. I wouldn't mind the brown numbers. It's just I like the white numbers. I know.
So I'll say this: there can and will never be a logo on the side of a Cleveland Browns helmet. Ever. Can't happen. Don't care.
What about
Numbers are
the
it.
numbers though?
Wait,
Numbers are
oh.
it. It's it. And that's
Okay,
because it's a
Boomer.
true throwback.
Okay,
I don't
Boomer.
care. I don't even care. There will never be a logo on the
One
helmet.
game.
No brownie the
One
elf.
game.
Never.
One game.
Ever in my
I
life.
didn't
Better than-
realize frogs got to be this old. I thought y'all died at a young age.
Oh man, I am
Yeah, who's
lily
the boomer
pad
now?
hopping over my walker.
Who is
I-
the boomer
There
now?
can never be a logo on the helmet. And let me tell you this. So More For You, shout out to them and Slark, obviously, both did a great job of that. And I actually think that because of the throwback, that stripe looks pretty good. I will say, though, that I think and I like the plain white brown face mask. It would be a
No.
true throwback. It'd be a true throwback. It would not be new, and it would
No.
go with the 75 anniversaries perfectly because that's the helmet that we wore back when we wore those jerseys that those are based off of.
Need
That's
the
what they wore.
stripes.
Look up
Need the
Marriott Motley.
stripes.
That's what he wore. Didn't even have a face mask back in the day. Brown looks perfect. That's what they're gonna do. J.W.
Hey.
Johnson himself told me. I'm telling you right now. That's what they're gonna do. You better get
Hey,
ready
in
for it.
typical
And it's
Browns
gonna
After
look
Dark fashion.
amazing.
Okay, Wes, go ahead.
Thank you.
Whoa! That's insane. That is insane.
What?
Unbelievable.
He muted him.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he
Yeah, I
muted
did.
Man,
No, he
That's
never
a-
muted me. I
that's
just
a
didn't talk.
bozo moment, man. That's a
No, he
bozo.
muted
That's great.
JC.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. Anyway,
Oh, he muted him again. Boom.
taking my own tactics.
Go ahead, Wes. Hey, me and you
Unreal.
tag team on that one.
Unreal.
Dude, oh my God. You
Shout out
be-
to the good old days of BAD.
Dude, me and him would be DMing while I'm muting people.
Wait, let me go my orange jerseys. Hey,
Okay.
Wait. Hold
on.
I waited
He
patiently.
raised his hand.
Wes,
he raised
Wes.
his hand and we called on him.
Wes,
I
hold
waited
on.
patiently.
Let
Okay.
JC finish.
Come
So-
back to me. Come back to me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will.
We got a lot of requests right now. We got to rotate through
Oh my God.
speakers. So
Thanks for coming in, JC. We'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah, come back.
Dumb pro.
Okay, so you remember I would say you got to set it up one or two ways. Either the 2018 Color Rush that we ended up making the home, set it up like that with the obviously flip orange, and then with the white. You know what I'm talking about, the stripes on the side?
Yeah, that'd be
Yep.
great. I agree completely. That'd look awesome.
Or the next year's Color Rush, which was still good, like the Dallas game that we wore.
Oh,
those would be
yeah,
tough.
you're talking about. Hold on.
I'm saying for the orange jerseys.
okay. So you just want them color flip, basically.
Yeah, but it has to be set up like that, I think.
Okay.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not a big
wait.
fan of those old Jeff Garcia orange jerseys that Cozy's talking about. I'm not a huge fan of those.
That-
Those are great. Those are
I feel
great.
like those are pretty good.
that's
but
what
But
I
the stripe,
want.
I agree with
white
you. The stripe
stripes.
would be better though. Like the
This
ones
is
before.
what I want right here. Shout out to Slark for making this. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's nice.
Just
There
like
we
that.
go. Perfect.
Just like
That's
that.
perfect.
All
Those will look great.
All
But
into that.
white helmet.
Here's
With
the
numbers?
here's
No,
the-
no drop
Oh.
letters, right?
Oh,
No drop letters.
Do you want a
Oh, those are
regular
good, too.
white helmet with the orange jerseys and orange pants then?
Either
I
orange
think
pants
the
or
white
white
helmet-
pants.
I think the white helmet's got to be with the throwback. I think that's what it fits best with.
Yes.
Those look really, really good. But dude, imagine that with the white helmet, with orange stripe, with brown on the outside of the stripe, white face mask, with the numbers. What, did he mute me?
No, look at the.
Oh. Hey, where's the pop?
Oh man,
There's the original right there.
you got it. You got it.
Hey, but honestly, I kind of agree with Boomer for once. I wouldn't mind the elf. I know everyone else would get pissed, but I'd say either plain white or with the numbers is okay with me.
I will say this: if we do get orange jerseys and we have orange pants and we keep the orange helmet, gotta wear them on Halloween, and the Bengals gotta wear all black.
All black. Oh man.
Oh my God!
Great. I'm glad this will be
Hey.
edited out. That's awesome.
And
Now this is edited out.
hey,
But yes, gotta wear
that
all
setup
orange.
is exactly what I was
Yeah,
talking
repeat.
about.
Go ahead and repeat
Should,
that. If we go all orange, goes.
If we go all orange on
With
Monday
the
Night
stripes.
Football, Monday
Hey.
Night Football, go all orange, Bengals, Browns, and then the Bengals got to wear all black, and it's on Halloween.
Oh my God! See, he messed it up again.
Mean it.
He messed it up again.
Hey, are
Listen,
we?
Such
hey,
a great
let me
point
say this.
I'm making.
The only thing, the easiest thing if we don't get orange jerseys that I think is just an absolute total L if they don't do is if that doesn't happen, we don't get orange jerseys. They need to wear all orange, and we need to wear all brown on Halloween.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And that can happen right now.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
can.
Or they could wear all white and we could wear all brown.
Or
Yeah,
what do you
but
guys say?
it's
No,
like-
orange and brown.
no,
Those
no.
are Halloween colors.
Here's the thing.
That's what I'm
Wait. Vote. If we
White
do orange
coyote.
jerseys, stripes, right?
Mhm.
The white stripes.
I think that looks better. Yeah.
White stripes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, white stripes definitely. I'm just saying, if we could get all orange and have the Bengals go all black on Halloween,
Absolutely.
with black and orange being the main colors of Halloween, like it's a.
Oh, really? Those are the colors?
Do you want me to fly to Tampa and just smack the shit out of you?
Wait, hold on a second.
Hey, let me shout someone out real quick too. At Rec This League, they're the ones that have mocked up the all white with the brown face mask. One of the only ones I've ever seen. It's not a jersey swap, but it's mocked up on like a computer rendering. It looks awesome, and that dude does amazing work too.
Wait,
Just overall, I
hold
think that
on.
guy should have way more followers than he does.
What do you guys think of these jerseys? Because the white numbers are pretty good. I mean, the sleeves are a little plain, but what do you guys think of it?
I think they're chill, man.
They're chill. Yo, chill.
Yo.
They're chill.
No comment.
Oh man. Kentucky Fried Frog.
All right, I'm done.
That's
So this
crazy.
segment
Kentucky
is
Fried
definitely
Frog.
edited.
Like, that's crazy.
Hey, I got like
Jeez,
5% left. How much longer are we going?
I don't know. Plug your phone in, dude.
Yeah, my God.
We'll wait for the last topic till the next episode because we got
Okay.
about an hour here anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you guys.
For like 10 more minutes.
Final thoughts.
Wait,
You know
what
what's
was the
funny?
last thing? We don't have to talk about the last thing, but then you have one more.
No, that was it.
I thought you had one more. You didn't have one more?
No, because the
Oh, yeah,
Cam
top
Newton
5 breakout
shit-
players. Top 5 breakout players.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a long convo.
We can
wait.
save that. Yeah, that's fine.
We'll do that next one because we have training camp coming up next Saturday. So.
Yep.
We also have
so
a
we're
good,
gonna.
a good running back battle kind of.
And I'll have a different backdrop next week as well because it'll be the third podcast, different backdrop. I'll be in Put in Bay. So.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Next-
that was the
next
oldest
one-
laugh I've ever heard.
Next one, we'll be talking about the camp running back battles. We'll have our top 5 breakout players. If you've not seen my fucking video already, I already did that. Nobody watched it, so go watch that.
I watched it, Derek, and it was great.
Well, thank you. You're the only
I
one.
watched. How many views you got on that? I've watched all of them. Every view's me.
I don't know. But anyway, trying to think, what else are we going to talk about? There's some other stuff. I totally forgot about what we were going to say.
Is there anything else that we talked about? Like, did we not get anything in that we were already have been talking about? That Lamar's going to Miami.
Wait,
Yeah, Lamar's going to Miami. Shout out to Chubbs. He was very excited to meet JOK. Not going to flash that.
Oh, hey, there we go. Oh, put this in here. First off, JOK, my favorite player. I love you. I'm gonna get your jersey now, but you cost me some money because you could have switched to 6. You could have let me just switch that nameplate on the back. I could have had an amazing. It could have said JOK a 6 would have been awesome, but because of that, you wanted to be loyal to the people that already bought your jerseys, or whatever.
Wait, hold on, I'll be back.
The 28 looks 6.
What did anyone hear like something being said about some slander of JOK switching numbers or something?
No slander. I love him. I love the guy. It's fine with me. It just cost me a little bit more money. Whatever. It's completely fine. Just win Defensive Player of the Year. Have the most tackles in the league. Do something for me so that it makes up for it. That's all I got to say. What did Derek do? Is he? He's gonna edit this out now because he's going.
I know.
What an idiot.
All right, Frog, does this make you upset?
Oh, here it is.
Dude,
Hey,
you know what?
Frog,
I need that
suck on that.
1946 Watson jersey, bro.
I want the throwback of JOK. I want the white throwback JOK, and I'm gonna have to get it now. And like I said, I'd have a JOK 6. I would have even just made it JOK. It would have been an awesome jersey. But it's all good, man. Like I said, just lead the league in tackles, be an all-pro. I'll forgive you. I promise.
Wait, hold on. JC, of our current jerseys, this is a good thing we can finish up talking
There we go.
about.
Great. Awesome, man. Yeah, for sure. Good.
Shut up. Let me do my job.
Oh, never mind. It's a stupid ending. So
Of our current jerseys or uniforms, which one is your favorite?
Oh, combos? Oh,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's easy.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I think that the 70.
Okay, cool. Cozy, what's your favorite uniform combo?
White jerseys, orange pants.
Cool. Okay, Wes, what's yours?
I mean, dude, it's got to be the 46 with the white pants. I mean,
Cool. All right, JC, go ahead.
Oh, hey, man. Yeah. So I'll go.
All right, cool. Everybody, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
yes.
Man, if I really didn't want to answer this, that would have been a great ending. So I will say the 75th are hard to beat. They're awesome throwbacks, but to me, anything with orange pants, the brown or the white with orange pants look amazing. I don't think we should wear anything but orange pants. Orange pants are awesome.
I totally agree with that. Orange.
I don't
pants
think
are-
we should anything else
And
unless one game a year we wear all brown or something.
Yep.
Orange pants every time.
Or here's the thing. I don't know if anybody knows this, but like the mid '80s to like early '90s.
Was Sipe
No, it was Bernie Kosar.
wore orange pants like every
Well,
day.
yeah, Sipe, that was a Cardiac Kids were the orange pants, but
Right.
Yo, if I'm being
When we were
honest,
going-
I actually like I really like it with the brown, but the white, I think the all white looks a little bit cleaner.
well, here's
You
the thing.
can't
When
can't wear the white jersey with the brown pants. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but
you
here's the
No, I'm
thing.
saying versus the orange.
With all white, I'm gonna say this: we used to be like this classic team, and like everyone looked at us, like everyone knew like all white Browns were like that was the classic uniform back in like the mid 80s to like late 80s, early 90s. Like
That was
everyone
Burns,
knew
right?
the Browns were like going to the playoffs every year, and every road game they would wear all white. And it was just like a classic. Like everyone knew the Browns weren't going to wear like their brown pants or their orange pants. I do like the orange pants the best, but I think we need to change it up a little bit. And once we have a dominant defense, like it was more or less like we had a dominant defense and it was all like white uniforms. And I don't know, there was something said that was like, okay, they're like the frozen down lockdown defense. And it's like frozen white was like a mention of like our color.
So I think so. I'll explain this because I think that all white jerseys look awesome. This is what happened when we had those last uniforms, right? They revealed them. They never wore the orange jerseys after the reveal. Pretty much, they wore them like 1 or 2 times, and then they really didn't like the brown ones either. So
That whole unit was trash.
They were terrible. There was a fan. I want someone to go back, look at this. There's a 2-year span where almost every single game we wore all white because it looked the most normal. It blended in. It looked fine. And every other jersey really was not that great. And I'm telling you, there was a 2-year span where we wore all white almost every single game, every home game and almost every away game. So I think that kind of ruined all white jerseys for us. Whereas the new jerseys we have right now, the all white looks really good. But we were tired of it because I'm telling you, like, in a 2-year span, what is that, 32 games? I swear we probably wore it 26 plus times. Like, that's my guess of how many times we wore it those years.
Are you going to edit out your camera and keep our reactions, or you have to edit the whole part?
Depends what I feel like doing. Why is my camera blurry?
I don't know.
Because if you can, like, just cover your camera for these parts and just leave our reactions.
Why is my camera blurry?
I don't know.
Because you're ugly.
It is.
No, it is blurry. It is blurry, yes. It hasn't been. And we got Matrix Boy over here.
Sorry.
Whatever, dude.
I'm almost
Man,
home.
this show stinks.
Whatever.
Anyway, everybody, let us know your thoughts.
Derek, sound like a 45-year-old man. We got an actual 40.
All right, don't make me mute you again. You think I won't?
His body probably thinks.
All right, shut up, frog. With that being said, everybody, let us know your thoughts. I know.
Did you hear any of that?
But shut the hell up and leave us a like. Let us know what you think. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
See you, Derek.